If you clicked on this video, you have probably heard of Project Zomboid at least once. If you haven't, let me give you a quick rundown. Project Zomboid is a game that was developed and published by IndieStone in 2011, and yes, if you are wondering, this is what the game looked like back then. In the last year, Project Zomboid's popularity has skyrocketed, as can be seen from the Steam charts website. But why are so many people playing the game? This is where I get to the point of this video. Project Zomboid looks at the zombie apocalypse from a different angle than any other game that has been released. Project Zomboid's apocalypse is more depressing than most. Everything is vulnerable, including the players, and it conveys the theme of decay incredibly well. I'll start off with the first thing of everything being vulnerable. If you check the Steam description of the game, you might see the sentence, "all it takes is a bite." Now, if you are a new player, you might just assume that to be some phrase they toss around because it's cool. But no, you actually die in one bite. Once you are bit, you only have 2 to 3 days left to live in the base modes of the game, and if you see that Queasy debuff, it is all over, trust me. After those days have passed, your character will die and turn into a zombie. This isn't the only thing the game does to make your character feel vulnerable though. You can also die if something grazes your neck, if your wound gets infected, if you decide to sleep with a generator inside the building you are sleeping in, if you crash your car at full speed, if you jump from a building, and finally if you decide to walk with bare feet. These were just a few examples, but you have probably understood that the game does everything it can to make you feel vulnerable, since one mistake can cost your character their life. Now, eventually, you will die. Whether it be from the reasons I mentioned above, not paying attention, or just pressing the Q key in the middle of Louisville. Please unbind the Q key. This is where you will realize the element of decay in this game, and it is done perfectly. I mean, at least as close to perfect as you can get. While playing for the first time as your first character, you probably won't think about food and water that much, since you can always drink water from sinks and eat food from fridges, because both are located in almost every house. As your second character, however, you might spawn in an area devoid of any food items and water resources if you have survived more than 2 weeks on your main character. Since in Project Zomboid, electricity and water will shut down after 2 weeks, meaning that all these resources you had, including fresh water and fresh food, are gone. You'll have to boil water and survive on canned food until you can grow your own crops. And if you survive a bit longer, you'll see the entire map decaying with plant life slowly taking over man-made structures, and this makes for an amazing sight. Here you might also realize that zombie numbers are increasing due to the zombie multiplier. And yes they are. So in general, Project Zomboid nails the theme of an unforgiving world. You will die, over and over again, watching the world become more decayed and overgrown with each passing character. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe. Goodbye.